Let's speak with Christopher Maloney, reality TV star. Of course, Christopher was famously on The X Factor and then went on to Big Brother. He was due to appear, oddly, on Jeremy Kyle's Celebrity Special with Daniela Westbrook yesterday. Christopher, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So on that point, you'd already filmed the Kyle show and was expecting it to go out yesterday.
That's right. Yeah, I went on to film. We filmed it. It was all about promoting, obviously, my autobiography that came out in November, and obviously, being on Celebrity Big Brother, being on the X Factor, talking about that, and talking about obviously mental health issues, and what I went through when I was on these reality shows. Talking about online trolling and stuff like that. So that's what I went on to talk about.
I can remember all of this, and I remember the kind of stick and hassle you got, and I don't want to put words into your mouth here, but I'm sure producers said you might get some of this. Could anything have prepared you for what you did get?
Oh, I mean, nothing can prepare you for that. I mean, especially when you've never been in the public eye before, and you've never had social media. But it's about obviously the care, the duty of care that these kind of shows have, and the X Factor were extremely good with myself when I had my breakdown, at the end of the when I had, after the final, and they were extremely good. ITV sent out the priority to come look after me, and it's about the duty of care. I mean, when I did the Jeremy Kyle show, I brought my mother along with us, and the duty of care that we had, the aftercare that we had was absolutely fantastic. They were there, on call if you ever need.
Yeah, we heard this from somebody who'd been on yesterday as well, that the care was there, which was interesting.
It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I mean, obviously I was going on as well for the big review because I had a hair transplant in a fantastic clinic, KSL clinic. I think I had one in Manchester. I think there's one in Essex as well on Maidstone, and the duty, the aftercare, from the show is amazing.
So what were you looking? Because I can remember there you were 1 minute singing a Bette Midler song on X Factor and getting a standing ovation from the Louis and the Talisas and the like, and then the next minute you're being told your life is not worthy, and people on Twitter suggesting you've got no right to exist and breathe the same oxygen, and these were just the kind ones, of course, and on a bad day. So I mean, that must have been. I know you put yourself forward as, I want some. Clearly, we all want a bit of endorsement, and something like X Factor is a pretty big stage for that. But you didn't buy into abuse. I'm guessing you bought into something, though.
No, do you know what? Basically, what I entered was a singing competition. That's what I entered. As naive as I am, I didn't realise. Obviously, you have to do press. You have to do, obviously more TV. You have to do, radio and stuff like that, and magazines and newspapers. And, I just used to watch it on a Saturday night and just used to think, it stands on the X and you're singing a song for 2.5 minutes. And, you don't realise, what else is involved.
But why did you put yourself through it again, though, on Big Brother? Because people will ask that question, because, there really is a programme that can go, I mean, it didn't for you go badly wrong, but it can go terribly wrong. One word out of place, one edit that looks a little bit skew-if, and you're toast.
Well, that's it. But the thing is, they can't edit who you are as a person, and that's the thing. I mean, the cameras are on you 24 hours a day. I mean, I went on there, to show people. Obviously, you can't show people who you are as a person within 2.5 minutes of singing a song on the X Factor. And people, obviously on Twitter and stuff like that, perceive you as being something else. And I went on Celebrity Big Brother to obviously change people's perception of, this is me, this is who I am. And this is, like it all lump, basically. And, and I went on there, and, I was in there for 22 days, and they can't edit who you are, as a person. And, that's why I didn't go in there for the money. I went in there purely just to, change the public perception of previous shows that I've been on that have been edited badly, and and that's the thing.
So you don't regret any of the ones you've done?
No, I don't regret any of it. I mean, I knew what I signed up for, in the end, and obviously it's made me a lot stronger as a person. So, it's just that now I choose shows that I go on.
And when you hear, when you like coming on here, for example, when people say, that things like Jeremy Kyle should be axed now, which could, of course, start a whole House of Cards effect with other programmes. What's your reaction to that as someone who's been on this programme?
I don't think so. I think that, what's happened is really unfortunate. And, my heart goes out, and I have said that in the press as well, and on Twitter and online. My heart goes out to the family and friends, at this sad time. I just think it's really unfortunate, that it's obviously they've took part in the TV show, and this has actually happened. It really, could have been any show.
So deal with it, but don't necessarily axe it or the genre itself.
Not at all. And I think plenty of people get a lot of enjoyment from the show.
Sure.
And it does do a lot of obviously a lot of good work. I know it's controversial, but that's what people like to talk about. That's what gets the world talking. Controversial.
It's curious.
That's why we're talking about it now.
We live in curious times. Listen, just on a personal note, Christopher, I think you're fantastic. By the way, I think you're a thoroughly decent bloke, and your hair looks great. And,
thank you very, very much. Down the KSL clinic.
There you go. I've no need to go there just yet, but hey, who knows?